Hey everybody, this is Eric with the Dramatic coming at you with another episode of the Backbeat. Today I have Marc Monteiro joining me. I'm very excited to have him here. He's joining me all the way from Singapore. Marc, how are you?
Hey Eric, I'm doing good. How about things going for you?
Really well, man. Really well, man. Thanks for joining me this morning.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. So tell me a little bit about what got you into playing drums.
I was around 4 years old. So before I was living in Singapore, I was living in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. And I remember my dad putting the Wiggles on the TV. And I remember seeing Anthony, who is the Blue Wiggle, playing a drum kit. And that gave me the ignition to start the drums. And then when I told my dad, Daddy, this is what I want to do, he was like, go for it. And then when I was the same age, 4 years old, my uncle got me a drum kit, my first drum kit, but it was kind of like the shitty Toys R Us drum kit that you can get. And I immediately fell in love with it. I took it everywhere. I took it to my bedroom. I put it in front of the TV. That was when, unfortunately, I decided to go all Travis Barker on it and started hitting hard. Disclaimer, I didn't know who he was back then. I was 4 years old. And then yeah, basically that's how I basically just abused my drum kit. And that's where I got that. And then this is where I am now. When I was 5, I moved to Singapore, and at 6, I started taking drum lessons. It was really, really fun, but I hated practicing my rudiments at home because there would be cases where I didn't like people telling me off for my mistakes. So then let's say I'm doing like a rudiment, let's say I'm doing a paradiddle, then my dad told me I messed up. I'm like, Dad, let me be. I know I'm doing it right. Like all that kind of stuff. And then as I progressed string drumming, I started looking up to different heroes on YouTube. So this guy I saw on YouTube named Stephen Chen. Back then, my favorite game was Angry Birds. So I saw him do a drum cover of the Angry Birds theme. And then after that, it led to different drummers. So Casey Cooper. At age 8, I started getting influence from different drummers, not from YouTube, but who played in with different artists like Selena Gomez. So I got influenced by Greg Garman and still Casey Cooper. And then at age 9, I wanted to learn how to play double kick. And that was when I got this drum kit, which I'm sitting next to, my Roland TD9. And I saw drummers like The Rev, Chad Smith, Lars Ulrich, and all these kind of drummers. Back then, I used to be like a pop junkie, so I played stuff from Taylor Swift, Big Time Rush, One Direction, Selena Gomez. And then that was when my dad introduced me to my first rock song, which was Enter Sandman by Metallica. Then I was like, yeah, I'm going to start listening to this all the time. And then
Love it.
when we moved, I started listening to a lot more drummers. So I started listening to Matt McGuire from Chainsmokers. You might know him.
Yeah.
And also, I also started listening to Luke Holland. Yeah, with the cinema and stuff. In September 2019, just before the pandemic happened, when I was 14 years old, I went to Casey Cooper's drum clinic in Singapore. So that was my first clinic I ever attended. And it was really cool just watching my idol perform in front of many people. And at the end, I got to meet him, and I have a pair of sticks that's signed by him, but I don't want to take it down because they're really, really precious. And with Casey Cooper, that gave me the ignition to start the channel, Marc Monteiro Drummer, all because of Casey Cooper. I remember first posting my first cover, which was a Muse song, and because Dominic Howard was one of my big inspirations. And I remember that kickstarted my career because it was the first video that hit 200 views. And then during the pandemic, I started doing a lot more videos because I didn't have nothing to do, well, besides doing homework, but I'm a bad boy and I don't do my homework. Yeah, and then as time went on, I started uploading more videos, so stuff from Slipknot, Avenged Sevenfold, Rush, Tool, you name it. And then look at where we are now.
Nice. I'm impressed at the oh my gosh, the word is escaping me. The vastness in the styles that you've played with and have are part of what makes up your drumming DNA. I mean, you said Taylor
Yeah.
Swift, and you said Slipknot, which couldn't be,
Yeah.
at further ends of the spectrum, and then stuff in between. And I think that's so important to being a well-rounded drummer is to at least be familiar with and appreciate what's happening in different genres of music, even if it's not your like, I love this the best,
Yeah.
but just to know, to appreciate it all and kind of have an understanding. Apologize for that.
Yeah. It's fine.
Yeah, so I think that's super awesome. And so I love how that all started, and then your channel, and yeah, you're doing some great covers, dude. It's amazing. I think
Yeah.
I owe your channel a visit. It's been crazy here
Yeah.
the last few weeks,
Yeah.
but so that's fantastic. Where do you see your channel going in the future? What are your goals for your drumming and your channel?
In terms of my goals, I'm planning on like doing not only drumming as a career, but also YouTube. So I'm planning on like getting in a band, performing on tour, and basically writing an album. YouTube wise, I'm thinking of like uploading some covers and probably like show like vlogs of some of the shows I do. But that's if I'm in a band. So that's one of the goals.
Gotcha. What's the music scene like there in Singapore?
I'm not sure how to describe it, but it's not really as popular as like becoming a doctor or an engineer, considering that one of my uncle is one of the top jazz musicians in Singapore. But yeah, music wise, it's not really something that most people would gravitate towards. Some of them would do sports, some of them would do like the Navy, Army, all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
And most people don't like gravitate towards music for some reason. I mean, they should.
The arts are so important. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Absolutely. I think everybody in America wants to be either a movie star or a rock star. It's like they have this, it's not everybody. But then there's also like depending on where you're at, there seems to be like this downplaying the importance of educating young people, in the arts, whether it's music or different medias of art, painting and drawing and all these different things. And they'll pull funding from schools because they want to put it into a sports program. And not that sports isn't important, but like I think there's a bunch of kids and adults that aren't great at sports, but we love music, or we love acting, or we love some other painting, some other art form, and I think it's important. So it's cool that your uncle's like one of the top jazz musicians in Singapore. That's so neat.
Yeah, it's really, really cool.
Fantastic. What does he play?
He does piano.
Okay, that's awesome. Do you ever get to jam with him?
No, because of his busy schedule, because
Okay,
he's either performing in like jazz concerts or performing at his nightclub.
gotcha. Gotcha. Well, maybe one night you'll get to sit in with
I
him.
hope so.
That'd be
I mean, I hope
awesome.
so. Yeah, that'll be awesome.
That'd be fantastic. Well, that's exciting. That's very exciting. And you're relatively young too, so you've come a long way. Of course,
Yeah,
you started playing when you were four,
yeah,
4 or 5, right?
yeah, four. Yeah, four to five. Yeah, around
And
those lines.
and uh and so you're 16,
17.
17. Okay, I wasn't sure if I was doing the math right in my head. So that's awesome. See, I didn't start playing until I was 12. So so
Really?
so you've gotten several years in front of that. So where you're at 17 is probably where I was at in my early 20s, like so no, that's exciting. That's super exciting. I love it. What a great early start. So I know you said you don't like doing homework.
Yeah, because I don't know. It's just a thing, like typical like teenage boys things. Like sometimes they just don't find it interesting. They don't find it motivating. If for some reason I just forget about the homework and just go on the drums.
Yeah.
Then I just do it the day it's just the day before it's due.
That's so funny. I get that, especially like if you're creative, your mindset fires in a creative way. sometimes
Sure.
like academics aren't interesting. You're like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'd rather be playing my drums.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
I totally get that. Um, so when you're not playing drums, um, what are some other interests that you have, things that you like doing with some free time?
Besides playing drums, I like to watch YouTube. So I like to watch a few friends of mine. I like to watch Martin Bellamy or MB Drums.
Yeah,
Martin, I know you're watching this. Hey, hello. Also, I like to watch a bit of Drum Man 190. And my channel started growing all because I got mentioned in Drummers to Watch in episode 40.
yep, same.
Yeah, and also I play other instruments as well besides drums. So I play bass, I play guitar, I play a bit of piano and ukulele as well. So when I'm not doing drums, I'm either doing that.
Nice. Nice. Have you done a cover where you've played all of them? And
Uh, Not yet. I'm still trying to figure out how I can do that.
gotcha. 'Cause that's always the trick, isn't it? Like
Yeah,
facilitating it and
making sure
making
that
it happen.
everything is in sync.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, that's super cool. Let's see here. So, are you planning on going to I guess it's college here or in the States? I don't know if it's called something different in Singapore and studying music or
I'm still discussing about it with my dad. So I'm thinking that since I'm not doing since the school I'm at I'm currently at, it's not helping me. We're thinking of either like applying to a music college here in Singapore, and then either that I might do this thing which all PRs have to do called national service, where you have to like serve the country. So I might do that first, then apply to a music college, because if I apply to a music college earlier, then when I have to do my national service, I'm gonna have to hold it back, and I might be behind on all my musical things.
gotcha. And did you say PR?
Yeah, which means permanent residency.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. That was going to be my question was what does PR mean?
Yeah.
Okay, so you have to serve in the military
Yeah.
for how long, and then how long do you have to do that?
In Singapore, you have to do it for 2 years.
2 years. Okay, gotcha. And then
Yeah.
back to music.
Yeah. Defend country first, sing music next.
Right. Gotcha. That makes sense. I have a friend of mine who well right now he's in the National Guard or reserves
Whoa.
or something, and he plays bass for their unit's band. So part of what he does when he goes for his like one weekend a month is he plays music. So I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. You could do that. That's pretty. I mean, they do. I guess to do all the other stuff too,
Yeah.
But that's pretty wild. That's pretty wild. Excellent. So what can we look forward to on your channel in the upcoming months here?
Look out for more covers I might bring out, because there might be covers from some artists you never heard of, or I might even recreate some of my older videos. So stay tuned for that.
Nice. I think I was just had a conversation via comments on one of my videos, and it was this idea that one of the neatest things about watching other people's drum covers is when you get introduced or reintroduced to music that you didn't know about or had forgotten about, and are like, oh my God, that is so cool. I got to look this band up, and listen to more stuff.
Yeah.
So that's neat. Is there anything super like complicated that you've been working on that you're really excited to release that you can share with us?
Complicated wise, I'm currently working on Inner Assassins by Animals as Leaders. I'm struggling on the polyrhythm part that Matt Garska does, so I'm still learning that, because considering
Yeah.
I'm teaching myself by ear and through video.
Yeah. That can get complicated. And don't they do a lot of like time signature changes
Yeah.
too? Yeah. So that makes it difficult, very difficult. See, anytime somebody wants to do a collaboration, I'm like, hey, look, man, as long as it's in 2, 4, or 6, like we're gonna don't throw like some 7 and 5/16 time at me. because I might not have time to work on that. I don't think that's really a time signature, Mark. I just
Yeah.
I just made
Yeah, I just made it up.
I just made it up because it sounded complicated to me.
Yeah.
Well, what advice would you give to somebody starting out on the drums?
Some advice I would give to someone starting out on drums. Oh man, you put me on the spot there. Some advice I would give on the drums is practice your rudiments and make sure you don't flip out on your parents just like I did when I was young. And if you find it interesting, keep doing it, because if you love it, you can use it as a thing you can do in the future. And most importantly, just have fun.
I think that's it. That's a really big one too. If it's not
Yeah.
fun, why do it?
Yeah.
And
Yeah. What's the point if it's not fun?
exactly. And then and when you love it, when it's fun, even when you have to work hard to get something right, you still enjoy the process of going
Yeah.
from, okay, I'm learning this to I've mastered it.
Yeah.
That's always exciting. And then you're always learning too.
Yeah.
I mean, you're never, the next day you'll be better than you were the first. And
Yeah.
it's a process.
The next thing you know, you're learning a few genres now.
Yeah, exactly. That's exciting. And what have you found in terms of YouTubing that seems to work well for helping you connect with others and grow your channel?
First, basically just showing them my passion, basically, because I have a passion in music and I just want to showcase to all the viewers who might know me or who know me, that about my love and how I can use it as something I can do in the future. But most importantly, just doing the songs people love. Like, I think in my last cover, I did a Maneskin song, and that song was featured on Drum Man 190's Drummers to Watch episode. And also, I might introduce some new artists that they never heard of. For example, like Children of Bodom, Termina, who else? Jonathan Young, you name it.
Nice. So keep it fresh. Try to introduce people to new music. That's pretty
Yeah.
cool. That is pretty cool. Well, Mark, you definitely have a really cool channel. You are a phenomenal musician.
Thank you.
I'm always impressed when I pop over to see what's going on your channel.
Yeah. Thank you.
And so you all, if you haven't already subscribed to Marc Monteiro's channel, there'll be a link in the description below. I'll pin a comment with it as well. Please head over, subscribe, check him out, show him some love, leave an encouraging and engaging comment, and you won't be disappointed. So Mark, I thank you so much for taking time out of your day to hang out with me for a little bit.
The pleasure is mine. Thank you so much for having me, and keep up the good work with Attic Custom Drums.
I appreciate that, man. We all, thanks for stopping by and joining Mark and I this morning, or this evening in his case. We will see you next time.